The Yamal Peninsula in northern Russia, often called the edge of the world, a remote land where humans struggle to survive in extreme cold, with temperatures dropping to 60 degrees Celsius, sheltered only by simple tents. On this frozen ground, the pulse of life of a people threatened by extinction still endures. Yamal is the ancestral land of the Nenets, a nomadic people whose population now stands at approximately 60,000 to 70,000 individuals. Each autumn, they begin a long migration southward with their reindeer herds. Before winter arrives, they must reach the southern, relatively warmer regions of the peninsula to survive. A slight change in temperature becomes the line between life and death. Without this migration, they face Russian winters that can plunge to minus 70 degrees Celsius. Because they do not live in permanent settlements, the Nenets have no insulated houses. Their only shelter is a tent and a fire fed by gathered branches. In this unforgiving natural cycle, migration is the only path forward. They move south in winter and return north when summer comes, preserving a way of life passed down for centuries. As winter approaches, the Nenets and their reindeer prepare once again for the southern journey. Frozen rivers must be crossed. But year by year, the ice grows weaker due to global warming. Hundreds of people and animals travel over surfaces that can fail without warning. If the ice breaks, anyone can be dragged into water cold enough to shatter bone. To reduce risk, the journey is made at night, when air temperatures are lower and river ice is more stable. For the Nenets, the safety of the reindeer herd is worth more than any possession. The loss of the herd means the end of their own lives. No risk, however small, may be taken with the animals. Yet despite careful planning, the Arctic is melting faster. Traditional migration routes are slowly disappearing. If they fail to migrate and become trapped, freezing to death becomes a real possibility. Reindeer need southern grazing lands to survive the winter. In the north, food does not exist. In summer, instinct drives the herd back north. This cycle must be preserved. Without regular migration across the Yamal Peninsula, the herd will scatter, fleeing to find the summer pastures they have known since birth. Nenet society is built around extended families. Each family forms a small community of around 40 to 50 people and maintains roughly 200 reindeer. They are not a single unified settlement, but many nomadic families moving along the same lifeline with separate herds. Reindeer herders are scattered across the Yamal Peninsula. Each community has a leader who decides when and where to migrate. Every decision is final and must be obeyed by all. Anyone visiting Yamal can see that this land belongs to the Nenets. Like the people of Yakutia, they live within Russia, but they are not ethnically Russian. They are the original inhabitants of these frozen lands long before others arrived. Today, their largest population remains on the Yamal Peninsula. Their lives are almost entirely detached from the modern world. No smartphones, no films, no television series. They know nothing of rent, monthly bills, or office jobs. Their lives follow tradition, not the rhythm of modern civilization. For the Nenets, life means constant movement, raising tents, and protecting family and reindeer, the source of everything they have. Nenets tents are built from wooden poles bound together. Each tent uses around 30 poles, joined at the top and spread into a circle at the base. The peak remains partially open, forming a chimney for smoke from the wood stove inside. The structure is covered with at least 2 layers of reindeer-hide. At the center, a wood fire provides warmth and serves as a cooking place. With the fire burning, temperatures inside reach 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. a livable space in extreme weather. But this warmth depends entirely on firewood. When the fire dies, temperatures inside can drop below 0 degrees Celsius, even beneath layers of hide. In the isolation of the Arctic, their only link to the outside world is a simple radio, always on. Nenets' food consists mainly of reindeer and rabbit meat. Vegetables cannot grow in the frozen north. Meat appears in every meal, as cuts or as soup. Uniquely, the Nenets eat meat, both cooked and raw. Visitors are served warm dishes and fresh, uncooked meat. Unlike Yakutia, this meat is not frozen. After slaughter, it is eaten immediately, almost always reindeer. Like many Siberian peoples, clean water comes from snow. Snow is boiled in large pots and used for cooking and drinking. Whether this is fully healthy remains debated. But in the Arctic, there are few alternatives. In every Nenets community, there are men skilled in making sleds. They produce sleds by order and sell them across Russia, earning rubles in return. The money is used to buy necessities the land cannot provide. For the Nenets, sleds are essential transportation. The larger the family, the larger the sled. All are pulled manually by men. The Nenets still hold ancestral beliefs passed down for thousands of years. They practice paganism rooted in shamanism. Alongside daily life, they perform spiritual rituals and burial ceremonies. One ritual involves tying cloth to trees as a symbol of prayer and sacrificing animals that are eaten at the site. Children as young as 5 are included to pass on belief. All rituals are led by a shaman, usually a woman. Shamans are believed to bless, communicate with spirits, and cleanse people from evil forces. For bathing, the Nenets build a separate tent. It is not for sleeping, only for washing. A wood stove is lit for hours until the tent is warm. Snow is then brought inside and melted into hot water. Bathing is rare, at most once a week, and only when necessary. They have no toilets. As nomads, building latrines makes no sense. They move away from the herd to secluded places, behind trees or near rivers. Water is still required. If rivers are frozen, snow must be melted and carried. In Nenets' life, using the toilet is often harder than bathing. The Nenets depend entirely on reindeer for food, clothing, and transport. They do not keep cows or sheep, unsuited to extreme nomadic winters. Reindeer are stronger, faster, and conserve energy in brutal cold. Their entire way of life revolves around this animal. Reindeer can run up to 80 kilometers per hour, even in the harshest winter. They also keep dogs, not for pulling sleds, but to protect the community from wild animals. Not all Nenets' children wish to live like their ancestors. As teenagers, many dream of city life, safer, more comfortable, with clearer futures. Over time, these changes cause Nenets' culture to slowly fade, moving toward an almost inevitable end. Aware of the threat, Nenets adults choose resilience. They build large families, having many children, hoping that even if some leave, others will carry the culture forward. In the end, the story of the Nenets reminds us that progress always has a cost. In a world rushing toward modernity, some cultures are slowly erased, not because they are weak, but because time moves on. From them, we learn that survival is not only adapting to nature, but preserving identity so it is not lost to time. For those of us living in comfort, this story should inspire gratitude and awareness that every convenience we enjoy is a luxury not shared by all. And every culture that disappears is a loss for all humanity.